Hey! Hello, everybody. Welcome to another BIONICLE 2015 video. It is really late at night,
I
but
won't be
we
talking
have...
much as a result of that.
But you will be there to interrupt me, ruining my nice,
Party rock.
lovely
That's
intro
all we care
flow.
about.
Yeah, well, fine. I guess it is fair. Anyway, so breaking news for today is that we might have some story plot details, which is interesting. This is the first time we've actually gotten anything like this. But basically, some information has appeared on the interwebs, and it is of documents from reportedly a Lego store. And in this document are some very interesting plot details regarding BIONICLE 2015, including the location that the story will take place, as well as a few other interesting tidbits, such as marketing stuff. Mini movies come into mind, I think was mentioned there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't really remember. I should probably have looked over it again, honestly. I don't know. Anything that stuck out to you guys?
Well,
No, there's a list of all the information that was released throughout most of it. The big deal was the mini movies, or not really the big deal was the mini movies. The big deal was the story details about where the mini movies will be taking place. The name of the island,
Okoto
or Okoto,
or Okoto, yes.
or however you decided to.
If
No Nui, mind you, and it's a rather interesting name. I'm not quite sure why this name was chosen.
it is interesting, I know some people were in the discussion topic on our board. Some people were mentioning that the word translates to balance or something like that.
Right. Or I think one says let me see. Turning dark. Or
Turning turning dark. Is that a direct?
Oh, this yeah, no, yeah, let's see. Means eye or perfect balance. I'm not sure which language that is though.
oh joy, another cliche
Yeah.
story about light and dark and the balance between. It's
I mean,
like
that's
Ninjago
what
all over.
BIONICLE.
It's like
That's what BIONICLE's always been
this
about.
is like
Though.
Ninjago 2013 all over again. No, I'm kidding. I don't mind that.
Yeah. I know, like Skrillian put in response to that, like, emphasis on the balance of light and dark. So yeah, that could be why they chose the name of that location. But it's interesting that we are dropping the name of Nui. I think this is interesting. Don't know if it's an island. Did it mention it was an island or a location?
Island.
I believe it said it was an island, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it did. Mysterious Island.
Okay.
So this is the first island location we've gotten that doesn't have Nui in the title, so that's interesting to note. Especially if this is a continuation.
Right.
Kind of dropping that precedent there. Although there are definitely facts here that lead me to believe this probably isn't a continuation.
Yeah, there's no way.
I think by now we can kind of validate it as a reboot from all the stuff Greg's been saying and from what like direction the story seems to be heading with all the imagery they're doing. I'm pretty sure it's a reboot.
Yeah. LJ, if you'd like to read off a few of the interesting tidbits from the list.
Indeed I can, because I am here. Yeah, as has been previously mentioned, the island is Okoto or Okato or something.
Okoto.
Okoto. The sets in the winter wave will amount to 13, as we have already seen. However, in the summer, there'll be a mere 5.
Don't panic.
They're not
They're probably
sure.
large.
They're probably Titan
Yeah.
sets.
That
And
is
they are most likely going to be villain sets since we are getting all the hero sets this wave, excluding Lord of Skull Spiders. Protectors probably, good guys considering they combine with the Toa. So
I was just gonna say the combiner kind of leans me towards them being good characters.
yeah.
Now, in the same vein as sets, there is the possible confirmation of prices in regards to the sets. Now, we've been aware that the masters would be the protectors would be $10. 3 of the Toa would be, what was it, $15, Meso?
Yes.
Is that it? And then the other 3 would be 20. This list, however, claims that the protectors will be 10, as per usual, 3 of the Toa will be 13,
No,
and the other 3 plus Lord of Skull Spiders will be $15, which would be unprecedented
that's
in the
that's
price to parts
no,
count ratio.
That's not what it claims.
But I thought that's what
We
it
were
claimed.
discussing. Oh, I'll edit this.
Yeah, we disproved that outside of the call.
Okay. Well, in that case, forget I ever said that.
Yeah, that's all.
Right. It's
However-
different between imperial and I think
Yeah,
imperial pounds and euros or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
the idea is most likely that Lego just forgot to convert properly, but yeah, those do
Right.
translate.
There's 2 different currencies listed there.
Yeah, those do translate to the actual prices that we had received before.
In that case, scratch that. Save up over $180 because that's how much it's still going to cost.
Yeah, that did throw a lot of people for a loop though. So
Yeah, me included, apparently. Now, switch gears a little bit here. Confirmed there will be mini movies, and they will
Whoa.
be written by
Confirmed by this paper, however valid you think this paper is.
Yeah, they'll be written, according to this, by a Merlin man.
who I did look up. I didn't find any information regarding work with Lego, but it did seem like he was a Lego fan, judging from his tweets and stuff sent out. So
Well-
it doesn't seem like it'd be that far-fetched that he would work with them.
Well,
And-
also like the Merlin man could also refer to another person that happens to share the same name as a minor celebrity on the internet.
Well, I mean, this guy was a writer, so or not a writer, director, I think. Let me see. Let me double check.
No, he's an independent writer.
Independent writer, speaker, and broadcaster. I'm assuming that's the guy they're talking about.
Quite likely.
It seems
Awesome.
like a very uncommon name to have too. So
Now, in the same vein as writing, books will apparently be in late 2015, written by Greg Farshtey.
And
Yeah.
for those saying
Uh,
this debunks anything Greg's been saying about him not writing the story, it does not. Recently, Greg has confirmed there will be Bionicle books, but that Lego had not, at the time he submitted the answer, selected the writer for them. And anyone that follows Lego's newest themes nowadays knows that even if Greg Farshtey's not on the story team, he typically writes all the chapter books that Lego releases for themes like Ninjago, Chima, even Hero Factory. So it's nothing new.
it should also be worth noting that in the document itself, it doesn't necessarily say that Greg will be writing the books. It's just that they had started a dialogue with Greg to write the books. So either way it could go, he still might not necessarily be writing them. But
Right.
the biggest thing to get out of that is that there are books planned, and they are trying to figure out who will write them.
And that it very possibly will be
Hmm.
Greg, which would be angering to a lot of people. I'm
A
familiar
lot of
with.
people would
It'll-
be relieved. A lot
Yeah,
of people
it's
really
very
do want
relieving
that.
for some people, very angering
Right.
for others. But
It would definitely be a split in the community, but that kind of depends on your preference.
yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I'd like to add to the previous information about the mini movies is that we're not really sure exactly what these mini movies will entail. They could just be short commercial movies that we'd gotten previously with Bionicle, or they could be something a la the most recent Hero Factory Invasion from Below special, where it was kind of a TV show episode, but it was a very shortened TV show episode that was basically a very long advert. We could be seeing something more akin to that.
It's worth noting that the last Bionicle mini movie they called was the collection of 2008 clips
Yeah,
that they strung together to lead up to Modern Louis Rising.
that
in
is true. And that
2008.
was about 4 minutes. And were the stop motion animations in 2010 considered mini movies too?
No, I think they were just
They-
considered.
They
I actually don't
were,
know.
in fact, considered mini movies, yes.
There you go. We
were?
could be seeing something similar to that then.
Possibly.
So
could be.
it's hard to tell what this term refers to. Keep in mind that Lego's changed a lot of their policies and what they refer to and wording and all that stuff from the time that Bionicle had been canceled to now. So it could really refer to anything. All we know is that there's going to be some kind of movie regarding Bionicle. So
Right. And
how long it is and how in depth it will be, we will see.
it's also worth noting that it refers to the Masters as Toa throughout the entirety of this document, which is, I guess, it is a little interesting because the word Toa does not appear on any of the sets. Now, I don't know if that's because they're dropping that title entirely, or are they saying it's implied, or I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it could be an implication, and it could be that Lego is merely dropping that in a marketing sense, where they will not be marketed as Toa, but story-wise, they are still technically called Toa.
Or it could be a code name that they used beforehand,
Yeah, or
depending
it
on
could
what the
just
document
be
is.
it could just be a pending name that they just haven't completely dropped yet. So yeah, that is yet again another thing that we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, continue on, LJ.
Yeah. Working our way down, we're pretty much almost done. The last two things on this list. According to this document, the return for Bionicle has been in the works since 2012 to 2013, within that time span.
Yep.
So at most 2 years.
Yeah. So they've been working on it for a while now.
And that matches up with what Greg said prior about the time he was brought in being last spring, and they were very far along at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe somewhere around mid 2012 ish, or maybe even late 2012, transitioning into.
In which case, Bionicle was returning when we interviewed Craig Farsty.
Gosh dang
Possibly.
it, Greg.
Probably.
Most likely.
Yep.
I wonder if Ven's dream had any impact on
It had no impact.
I hope not.
It had absolutely no impact whatsoever.
Nothing.
And if it did, I'm concerned for the books.
It may have had an impact in the sense that it was a small piece to the larger collage of fan outcry to bring back Bionicle or something. I don't know.
I'm
job, Ben.
just
Feel
flexing
proud
about
of
that.
Yeah, good job, Ben. But
So the final thing that this list, this document alludes to, are the possibility of a movie. However, Lego cannot comment on it according to the document. It's not a confirmation. It's a maybe.
yeah,
It is worth noting that in the document it also refers to Hero Factory as being canceled, and that Lego is not planning to revive the line, which, if this document is true, puts the deal in order to make that Hero Factory movie into question.
which might end up becoming a Bionicle movie.
Possibly not.
In
We
fact,
have no
the Hero
way to-
Factory movie, considering that Bionicle was in the making for 2 years now. I don't remember when the Hero Factory movie rumors were announced. It could have just been stated that it was a Hero Factory movie to kind of keep that information secret, and in fact it is a Bionicle movie. That is a bit conspiracy theorist there, though. So it's kind of a crispy theory there, probably not true. It could just
That's just a coincidence.
It could just be a coincidence. In fact, there might not be a movie at all, and the Hero Factory movie that was planned has been in fact canceled.
Right. But I mean, we can't assume that Lego's wanting to do a lot more movies now, though, because the Lego movie was very, very successful and it already pushed them to the #1 toy maker position, and could do a lot more things for them coming out. They already have an Ninjago movie confirmed, and they have a second Lego movie confirmed. So making a new movie about the Bionicle line is not entirely too far-fetched as it used to be before the Lego movie came around.
Indeed. So, that is basically everything that was in this document. It was presented as a Q&A format. It's unsure as to why this document was released and distributed amongst Lego stores. There have been some theories that maybe it was a Q&A planned to be presented at the Comic-Con panel. And I'm sure a lot of this information will probably be at the Comic-Con panel as well, as far as some other things too. But yeah, it could also in fact just be a Q&A to kind of give the people working at the Lego store an idea of what's going on in case any customers inquire about it.
Also, we should note here that if you have noticed, we have been talking, and we've done this whole video on the assumption that all this information is accurate. We have reached out to the people who have leaked this stuff, and we have in our dialogue with them, they have kind of provided substantial proof for us to believe that this is indeed legitimate stuff.
It's a
It is
pretty
what it-
similar case to the original black and white display.
Right.
We are pretty confident this is real, judging from our conversation. So
Right. The conversation and this, and
However,
what was given to us
Lightning
now.
may not
we
strike
can't-
twice, so use your own discretion.
right. So
We also
take
cannot
that-
say this
take
validation,
that-
so
take
that's up
that
to
with
you.
a grain of salt. If you believe what we have to say, and you think this is legitimate, good for you. If you don't think it's legitimate, that's fine as well. We have no concrete proof to show, so
We'll know in a week.
Right. We're also
we will know at
Thanks.
Comic-Con.
we have lumped everything to preserve the identity of this leaker and to preserve his job security. We have lumped him under the umbrella of highly suspect, the term that we give to all leakers, he, she, it, whatsoever. That's under the highly suspect. So for if you hear us say highly suspect from now on, it
Highly
it's
suspect.
Highly sugar.
it refers to so much people.
Yes.
Kind of out of
This
control.
is yet another addition to the highly suspect. Anyway. But yeah, so that is basically, practically, pretty much everything in the document presented to you in a very quick discussional format. If you are interested in viewing the document, it is around.
Mm-hmm.
Do so believe there's a talkback topic on our forums currently, so you can probably
Right.
find that there. But yeah, that is basically it. So thank you for watching, everybody. This has been Vardaran Messanak LJ Kahi, and we have brought to you another BIONICLE 2015 news video. Get hype train, all that crap, Omega Tahu
Expect
stuff.
full
memes.
I wonder how
full
much this is gonna
discussion and
change.
analysis in the coming days. This was just
Right.
kind of an informational video.
Yeah, hashtag BIONICLE 2015. Yeah, whatever.
I wonder how much of this is going to change come Comic-Con. I guess we'll have to stay tuned and find
Yeah,
out.
this
Fact
could all
that it
be
got-
preliminary.
Yeah,
It's,
it could be preliminary. We don't really know the date of which this document was created. I don't think there was a date presented in. Well, no, there was September 19th, right? That was a date that was mentioned.
it said that
Yes.
this should not be discussed until post September 19th, I believe.
Okay, so these details were meant to be kept secret until September 19th.
On that,
It's interesting to note that it is past September 19th, and this is the first time we got this. So interesting.
plans must have changed. If this is assuming this is
Yeah.
real.
Interesting, and very interesting. But all right, it could be the fact that they just weren't supposed to disclose this to customers inquiring about it until September 19th. But after September 19th, if anyone asked about it, they were obligated to give them this information. That could be it. But yeah, so nothing really dates this article. It could have been written a while ago, a few months ago. We don't really know. So things may have changed, but we will see. Thank you for joining us.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Expect more discussion in the coming days.